Hello and welcome to Beyond the Game. The original Shaq was released in 1994 and it wasn't what you call a really good game. So let's see if Shaq, A Legend Reborn is better than the first game. And as always, graphics are up first. You can tell right off the bat that this isn't a AAA production, but still they did a really good job here. The environments are all very colorful and that's very pleasant to the eyes. Shaq himself wanted to have a game that was made with a lot of colors and they surely succeeded here. The levels all have a nice different feel to them, from a level set in China to a level set in the streets of LA. In the levels themselves there are a lot of things that you can smash, like crates and even cars, and it's all animated nicely. The main character does indeed look very much like the real Shaquille O'Neal and it's really nicely done. His animations overall do look pretty good, his kicks and punches flow nicely and never did I have the feeling it was clunky or that the attacks were not connecting. The movement is the minor thing in his character animation. It looks a bit stiff most of the time, but it isn't really a deal breaker at all. There are constantly tons of enemies on your screen. Every level has its own different look on enemies, from street punks to demons, and the variation is actually pretty nice. They all have their own attacks and different animation, including a lot of colorful attacks. There are some fun animations of enemies flying into your screen or flying from side to side as they get a beatdown. No matter how many enemies there were on the screen, I never did see the frame rate drop or had any other graphical issues. There are also many animated cutscenes that really look wonderful. The animation style is of such high quality that it could be used as a full-on cartoon series, and massive kudos for that. When it comes to the sound, this is where the game truly shines. The voice actor of your character is of course Shaquille O'Neal himself, and he is really good at this. His lines are funny and he does an excellent job to bring the humor to life. His master Yeye also has an excellent voice actor, and yes, they made it intentionally corny at times, but the dialogue is just too good and will make you smile for sure. The other NPCs, mainly the big bosses, all have great voice actors and it all comes together well. The other enemies that occasionally talk are a bit less quality wise, but still decent enough to deliver their lines. The music in this game is like the voice acting, pretty good. The main theme song is Shaquille rapping with a pretty catching tune, and while playing the game you will hear many songs that you might know but with a few changes here and there. This probably had to do with licensing issues, or they wanted to bring their own vibe to it. The other sounds like your attacks all sound what you want them to be. Nothing ear popping here, but the overall quality is beyond what I was expecting. The story tells you about Shaquille, who when he was a young boy was found near a riverbank in a basket in China. When he grew up he was being bullied a lot, but one day a kung fu master named Yeye took him in and trained him. On a day, the city of Hunglo, yes, pun intended, gets attacked and you learn from your dying master that demons possess celebrities to control people on Earth. So yes, your task is to find those celebrities and kill them. Simple, but effective. The fun part here comes in the fact that those celebrities are actually based on real life ones, and some are just done hilariously. The game itself is divided in 6 stages. These stages take somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes to complete. The game plays like an old school 2D beat 'em up game such as Street of Rage for instance. Shaq himself has some really easy abilities, like a main attack, a follow-up attack and a heavy attack that can be used only once in a while. You even have a jump attack, although I actually never really used it. There are plenty of enemies that need a beating and never do you feel bored even though your abilities are rather limited. Sometimes you can even get overwhelmed with the amount of enemies that show up on your screen. The gameplay is rather simplistic like those games of the 90s, but it's still rather fun. Every level also has some boss fights, and even though nicely created, they are rather easy. Some require a sort of tactic, but you will probably beat them on your first try. There are certain levels that will give you special abilities. For instance, the Diesel suit. This allows for Shaq to bash through enemies with ease. However, use the attack button too long and he will overheat, leaving him vulnerable for a few seconds. It's a fun thing to switch the pace and I wanted to see more of those things. Shaq, A Legend Reborn is a lot better than the Shaq of 1994. The game is colorful, funny and the sound is really good. The mechanics are rather easy and sure, graphically it isn't a AAA production. Don't expect a long game either, the game can be finished under 3 hours. In the end, with all these things, I can still recommend the game if you're in the mood for a comical 2D beat 'em up. I give this game a 7.5 out of 10. Did you play the original Shaq Fu in 1994 and will you be buying this one? Or did you already play Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and for new videos weekly, check out the channel and maybe even subscribe. For now, thanks for watching and see you next time.